15 fan that I'm a useless son. So you better tell us more useful stories of you being a daughter, all right?
Yeah.
So how useful were you?
I'm so useful.
How useful were you in your last trip with your dad? Because you went on a cruise with your dad.
Last year, yes.
And then this year, what did you do for your parents?
I brought him to Japan, Nagoya, by plane.
Okay, you flew him to Nagoya this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
The second time.
Okay, last time was on a cruise boat and he was ecstatic. He loved Japan. Yippee! This time is an upgrade because last time was a cruise liner, so he had to walk around, a lot of walking.
Right.
Same place, same building. The food, I remember you mentioned the food actually settled him, like made him happy.
Right.
So what about this time?
This time, even better.
Even better experience for him or for you?
For both of us.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right?
All right. Do tell. How did you plan this trip? Let's start with planning.
The planning.
Yeah.
So, planning. So, you might want to know your parents' preference before planning the trip.
Okay. So, what did your dad want?
Given that last time I brought him to Japan, I know that he really enjoyed the food in Japan.
And the beer.
So, this time I just planned the Wagyu beef trip and the fresh seafood trip for him. So good.
Wow. Do you need another dad? I can be another dad.
No, let's go.
Yeah.
If you give me pocket money, I can bring as many dads as I can.
How many dads do you need? Is there a vacant seat there?
Oh, being my dad, that's very good thing of being my dad because I'm a cabin crew, right?
Yes.
So I'm entitled to the staff ticket as well as my dad.
But that's like your benefit. That's your perk.
My benefit.
Because you save money.
Yeah. All right.
You save money. But me, I have to, whatever my parents want, I would have to give it to them. I can't say no. And for me, it'll be just a budget issue, right?
A budget issues.
Yes. But for you, you start off cheap. So that's a perk. I would say that's a perk.
It's totally different level because
and you should take advantage of it.
I did. So I took him, flew both way, business class. Oh my God.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. You are the best daughter on earth.
I'm so useful.
You know what? I'm going to open a Google document. Okay. In the description box of this episode. And you will have people lining up to be your daddy.
Daddy.
Name your requirement.
Name your requirement.
Yeah, name your requirement. What does it take
to become my dad?
Yeah, to become your dad that can go on a business class trip to Nagoya or anywhere. Wow.
Think about next time, maybe take him for a longer travel, longer flying time. But yeah, we are good.
So you are easing him into the whole travel idea, right? Because you're not testing his limits. You're sort of saying, okay, you like this, then next time we're going to do something a little bit...
Even more.
Yeah,
even
just
better.
a little bit more. And then a little bit more. You're not...
Excels in everything.
You're not taking him like on a lavish trip on the first try and then everything else goes downhill from there on out.
So the next thing is that every time we will go travel, we will have a budget list, right?
Yeah.
So if you are traveling with your parent, just double it.
Oh, that's smart. That is smart.
Yeah, double the price. And then because when let's say if I travel alone or travel with KP, we will always try to look those hostel or the cheap hotel.
Okay.
But if you travel with the parents, just don't think about it. Just rent a bigger room. Have a bigger room. Save your day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Even when I now get an Uber for my mom, I'll make sure it's a SUV or a minivan of sorts. I don't want her to get crammed in a small car.
Right. You're not that useless.
Yeah, but I'm only useful in Taiwan. Outside Taiwan, I'm useless.
See? So think ahead what the parents need. And then while it goes to the traveling, because parents, they might not have that much experience. So remember, pack your gear as well as your parents. And then you might want to make a list.
No, this is the toughest part.
Toughest part?
No, I mean, you have to pack gear for your parents. What gear? What do you think they need? Candy? What do they need? Medication.
Yes.
Yeah, with my parents, probably I have to remind them of medication.
Yes. Yeah. And then you might want to take a photo screen of your parents' prescriptions because you never know.
In case.
what they might need. And then that's what I did because my dad didn't bring his medication.
He didn't want to, or he didn't realize he needed to?
He forgot because I gave him the list and then it listed everything he needed bring. And of course, his high blood pressure's pill. And then he bring it, but he didn't bring, when you're high, your blood pressures reach to a certain level. And then within the short time, you need to take some sort of pill and then to cool it down, that thing. And then my dad only let me know when it's 11 p.m.
Oh.
And then there's nothing I can do. Even though the pharmacy is still open near my place, I went to 5 pharmacies at the middle of the night and I couldn't get the same pill. Luckily, I got the prescription. So the next day, this is a tips for everybody. If you have the same situations with me, the Taoyuan International Airport, they have the 24 hours clinic.
Okay.
So you can always go there for the advice from the doctor.
Okay.
And it's all called emergency patients. So it's expensive.
All right. But when push comes to shove, you still need it.
You need it. Yeah. Yeah, you need it.
So if you are already departuring, right, ready for departure, and if you are leaving to somewhere and then you realize your parents or your kids don't have the right medication or didn't bring some of the medication, like let's say asthma medication or hypertension medication or blood sugar medication, just rush. In the airport, there will be a clinic somewhere. I think most of the major airports they would do. You just have to go and rush and find it.
Right. And then that will save your day.
Okay. So prescriptions. Take a screenshot of all your prescriptions.
Right. It's so important if you are traveling with parents and know their body conditions. Let's say because my dad, he's wearing a denture. So I'm not sure whether the restaurant I book, although I have already booked the finest Wagyu beef restaurant for him, but I still, because we said that we'll plan ahead, right?
Yes.
I mailed to the owner and asked that if the circumstances like that, my dad is 70 something, and then is the beef like chewable for an adult, an elderly citizen?
Okay.
Yes, I literally mailed them and asked them the question.
You are more useful than I am. I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care?
I wouldn't care.
Oh, but the thing is that if he couldn't enjoy the beef, then what's the point of the travel? Because he couldn't eat any beef in Taiwan.
No, it's more for you. If he doesn't enjoy it, he can order something else and more Wagyu beef for you.
Oh.
He can order fish.
In the barbecue restaurant?
Maybe.
Fish?
Or anything else.
Wow. You're right, but I didn't think that. I just want him to enjoy.
So this trip was planned around his needs, pretty much. Because you do anything. You are very experienced. You have experienced all this. It's nothing new to you.
Right. I think the difference is that because I travel a lot, so I don't think that traveling to Japan is like once a year thing. So maybe I wouldn't put my need in the first place. I would put my parents' need in the first place. But maybe everybody has a different mindset, right?
Yeah.
So playing your own me time is also important. So that's why we need a bigger room.
And now I know why most pregnant women want daughters. They don't want sons. Yes.
See?
You see? Big contrast. You make us look bad, Angel. You make us sons look really, really bad.
So this is time for you guys to learn, right?
When it comes to food, I personally believe, okay, I'm going to contradict you a little bit.
All right.
Sure, you got to find something soft and chewable for your parents.
Right.
But it's also an experience. If they can't chew Wagyu beef, then they know. They'll come back and tell all their friends and say, don't eat Wagyu beef because they say it's super soft. They lied. Japanese people lied. It's an experience. So, I mean, you have to, I agree with the double budget thing because that's the tolerance. For example, you take your dad to a Wagyu beef place and you have Wagyu steak. He doesn't like it. You eat it up and he orders fish. So there goes. You give yourself tolerance. You know, don't stress over the fact that, my daddy can't eat. My mommy can't chew on the chicken or the veggies.
Yeah, that's the problem I'm facing because I'm so focused on it.
No, but I mean, that makes you, the useful daughter and me, the...
Not necessary.
Just, pay to shut up son, right? Pay to win kind of son.
Yeah.
Double the budget and off we go.
Yeah, everything's settled. Just double the budget.
But medication thing, I think that's super good advice, especially if you're traveling with your parents, because when you're much younger, your parents also, they had to pack medication.
They have to.
And now it's the sort of the reverse. You have to think about the medication for your parents. Maybe not for yourself, but for your parents.
For parents.
Yes.
And when it comes to travel itself, I highly recommend people to check in early at the airport, or if you can do online check-in.
Now, you know what? Taking your dad on that business class trip gives him that privilege to go to the VIP lounges and go actually get boarded early too, right?
Yes. But the thing is that if the flight is too crowded, you might not be sit with your parents. So that's why I wanted to check in early. I want to make sure that we are the first few to check in. So I can make sure that we sit together.
Okay, but business class.
Still, just
why do you want to sit together when you're in business class?
No. Because my dad is the first time traveler overseas. So he might not know that there are some regulations in flight. Like when the seatbelt sign's on, he immediately stand up and wanted to go to the toilet.
He did?
He did.
For real?
For real. So I immediately stopped him. So, hey, Dad, seatbelt sign's on. And my dad said, huh? Because he didn't know. I don't blame him because he didn't know.
It's his first rodeo.
Oh, yeah. And then, do you remember? I said that every time if I travel, I will always bring a box of biscuit, a cookie to the staff.
Yeah.
And of course, I did this time. And I introduced my dad and then said, oh, this is my dad and this is first time traveling with a plan. And then thank you guys for taking care of us. You know what? And the in-flight service manager should approach us and give us champagne and red wine, the whole bottle.
You know what? That list of want-to-be daddies just got longer. You know, the minute you mentioned champagne and the whole bottle, by the way.
The whole bottle.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's part of my plan. I want to make my dad feel, I'm so special.
You know what? You must have made your daddy so proud. Like, I hang out with my daughter and I only get the best.
Yeah, the VIP.
Yeah, and then my mom's like, I hang out with John and I don't know what I'll get.
Surprise
me? It's Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get.
It's going to be bitter. It's going to be sweet. Not sure.
Okay. So life with John is like Forrest Gump.
They're full of challenging. That's not a bad thing.
Cool. So your dad enjoyed that trip, new experience, everything. So anything interesting happened when he landed in Nagoya?
And then the thing is that during the last time we were in Japan, I noticed that they really need to go to the bathroom really, really often.
Yeah.
So this time, whenever I wanted to the restaurant or going to the new place, I always ask him, do you want to go to the bathroom? Do you want to go to the toilet?
Right.
And then because in Japan, there are so many toilets, even on the sidewalk, on the street, there's also a toilet there. So
very accessible.
So the first thing my dad mentioned to me, he said that, I think Japan is a really, really nice country because toilets are everywhere. That's what you can recall from the journey. Toilets are everywhere. He said, I don't need to hold myself because toilets are everywhere. In Taitung, I couldn't find a decent toilet, even it's near my place. I say, I agree.
So think about that. That's like me. When I was in my teenage years with my parents. My parents would ask me, so what do you remember of this trip? Oh, the toilet's great, or the sandwich is nice. And they would be like, how dare you say that to me? I just spent a buttload of money.
Yes, and he really appraised those toilets. Okay.
Most memorable thing in Nagoya, toilets.
Yeah, it's the toilets are everywhere.
Toilets are everywhere. But that technically, it's not wrong because that's why Japan is a very tourist-friendly country.
It is, yes.
Right? You don't have to fight for toilets and generally the public toilets are pretty decently cleaned.
Yeah, which I'm satisfied. And then because my dad is the first time not the first, the second time, but we have longer time walking around the city. I highly recommend Nagoya is the best city to go if your parents visit Japan for the first time because it's not that crowded as Osaka or Tokyo.
Oh, okay.
Literally.
Okay.
Because last time I mentioned my dad was in Navy, right?
Yes.
She served in the Navy, so I brought him to a Navy museum.
Oh.
Very
interesting. Okay. Yeah. And did he enjoy that or did he want nothing to do with the Navy?
He actually quite enjoyed it. And then there is only two of us on the boat. Nobody else.
Really?
See? Nobody knows that spot. So, but he still enjoy it because I know his preference, right?
I kind of agree with you. You don't want to take your parents to a place that's crowded because my parents are the same.
Right.
They see the crowds and they want to go away. And they're like, can we go home now?
Can we go home now?
Yeah.
And then not to mention parents, they don't like to line up for food.
But I suppose you booked restaurants already.
But because we have go to the night market street. So if you want to have something special, like they have the dango, the miniature rice bowl, and you roast it, that one, you need to line up like 5 minutes, something like that. But if it's in Japan, you need to line up for 50 minutes.
Yes.
And also
it's like Taiwan.
It's like Taiwan.
Yes.
So in Japan, in Tokyo, you have to queue up for at least 30 or 1 hour.
Yeah.
But I think this time we only queue up for the cake shop. That's my me time. I put the cake shop.
Okay.
In between.
Yes, you insisted.
I really wanted to eat that cake. Please, Dad. And then my dad is so awkward because everybody are young girls, 20-ish girls. And my dad, 70-something.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. And I can
Don't worry. You don't know what your dad is thinking. He's probably checking the girls out.
Maybe.
He's just trying to learn the Japanese culture. He's just trying to understand, hey, these little girls and women are very different to what we've seen.
Different from Taiwan. Yes. Maybe he also quite enjoyed the vibe.
It's like a learning curve.
Yeah, everything's new to him.
Yeah.
Right.
Learn.
Don't be shy.
So girls like desserts.
Girls like desserts. Yes. So that's the only places we have waited for like 50 minutes. But other than that, even for 50 minutes, my dad asked me, is it the store very popular? Is it the only one? Is there any other one that we can go? I think the line is too long. I said, only 50 minutes.
No, but
Shut
that's
up.
the thing. People in Taidong don't really stand in line. So he's not into that culture. But people from Taipei, like my parents, they sort of know. But the problem with them is they see a line. They know it's probably a very popular place.
Right.
But the chances of them wanting to stand in the line is very, very slim.
Oh, so they would just walk away.
For them, because they are like, there's nothing interesting. Can I buy something else? So for them, they would really walk away because they don't want to waste time, especially when they're traveling.
Yeah, time's pressures.
Yes. So they don't want to be standing at the same spot. But if you stand in line and they go take a walk, they're happy with that.
See? No me time. That's your me time. Go
that's when I'm the most useful. I stand in line.
That's not a bad idea. At least both parties has something to do.
When young parents take their kids out to Disney, and then the young parents usually stand at all the different rides for like 2 hours, 3 hours, and then they strategize. That's like me now. I look at the line and I'm saying, tell my parents, hey, you want baozi over there? That's 20 minutes, I think. And then over there, that's 40 minutes. So which one do you want first? And then I tell them, I'll go stand in line and you guys just go take a walk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very useful.
Yeah, that's when I'm the most useful.
At least both parties has something to do, right?
Yeah, because they can't stand standing in line. They just can't tolerate it. They just can't stand it. They can't. They have very little patience for it. But I know if they don't have it, they have nothing to go and tell their friends about.
Oh, that's very important. They need something to brag.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I've tried this cake. You know how much time I've waited?
Instagram.
My son,
Yeah, you take a
Instagram.
picture, Instagram.
My son waited for 3 hours for this cake. So good.
Yes. It's like going to Osaka, you got to have the crab.
Yeah,
you got to go to that crab restaurant and take a picture with the big crab.
Yes, with the big crab.
Yeah.
Have to.
Yeah, no matter if it's an hour, no matter if it's a 30-minute line, you stand in line.
You have to take the pictures. The food is not matter, but the pictures is the most important because that's how you're going to show your neighbors.
Exactly.
Your relatives. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. I always tactfully tell my dad.
Uh-huh.
And then we need to stay here because this is very popular. And then you can show your neighbors when you go home. Let me take a picture with you. And he'll be very happy. And then all set. And then, just standing in front of everywhere, I ask him to stand. And then he'll be happy.
Okay.
With the postures. Yeah.
So my problem hanging out with my parents now is they want to take photos like a lot.
Right.
They are into that Instagram thing. Me, I'm like, I just want to take a walk. I don't need photos.
Then you take photo for them.
Yes.
You don't need. They need.
So that's when I'm most useful. I'm the cameraman. I'm the guy who stands in line.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I, of course, sometimes also want to take some photo. So my dad's, how about I take some photos for you? I say, okay, of course. So we take turn. And then once I saw his skill of taking picture, I say, I will do the photographer for the whole journey.
Yes.
Yeah, because my dad really don't know how to take a beautiful picture for girls.
They know how to take a picture. They press the button. And that's it.
Yeah. How to use the camera. Let's put it this way.
So what they're holding is not an iPhone. It's just one of those traditional cameras, right? One-click shot film cameras. And that's it.
That's it.
No focus. The face is all smushed.
Oh, blur. Oh, blur.
I know. My mom too.
And then, there's, because sometimes my dad want to take the video. He said, the boat is so beautiful. I want to take the video. So I show him how to use the video. Yeah. And then when I come back to Taiwan, I see all my pictures are in video form. So I standing there
very nice.
For like 5 seconds.
Yes.
Because I thought I was taking pictures. But actually he's filming me. So I'm standing here
very nice.
With the same gesture for 5 seconds.
So you can upload it on YouTube in the future. Like just save it for the fun of it. One day it'll become like I don't know, YouTube Shorts.
It could be. It could be.
Okay, now the trip is coming to an end. Then did your dad now, wanting to buy souvenirs or want to spend all his pocket money kind of thing?
The pocket money, speaking of pocket money,
yeah.
he literally brought pocket money.
For you or for him?
For him, because he said, I need to bring some money. And then he brought 50,000 Taiwanese dollar in his pocket. I said, why do you
Not
need...
Japanese yen? He didn't exchange
why
anything? He didn't tell you?
Why do you need Taiwanese dollar? And then you put inside your pocket.
Okay.
Not even in the wallet, in the pocket. Really, literally pocket money. I said, why? Why do you need that?
Uh-huh.
He said, I always put the money inside my pocket. Now I'm thinking I'm overseas, so I should brought more. So I brought 50,000 Taiwanese dollar. But I think, it's Japan. There's no way you can use your Taiwanese dollar, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And then he said, okay, then what should I do? And then I said, no worry, because the trip is to make you happy. So I will pay for everything.
Okay.
So just use my car.
Wow.
And then, because I know my dad, he wouldn't purchase something luxury or fancy,
Well, you never know. I don't think that is a fair comment.
Oh,
you take him a couple of times to Japan, and he will get it.
He will get it?
It's his first time, of course. He doesn't know what is what.
Because last time we went to the Osaka? Not Osaka.
Okinawa.
Last time we went to Okinawa, he did the same thing.
Put money in his pocket?
Taiwanese dollar in his pocket. The same amount. I already explained to him.
It's a guy thing, I think. I think it's an old guy thing.
Oh.
No, because my dad, when I was very, very young, I remember he said, he feels more secure if he's got cash in the pocket.
Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what he said.
But today we are like the credit card generation. So, and also for us frequent travelers, we know you don't want to have any cash. Not that much cash on yourself.
Yeah.
It's not savory. It's not good.
I don't feel safe. Even
it's
though
not nice.
it's in Japan, but still too much cash with you.
Yes, you can use the credit cards and you can get cash back.
Cashback, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
cashback on your JCB, right? Or UniPay or
because
something like that.
At first, my dad wouldn't let me to pay that. He said, okay, you pay and then you pay the cash and I'll pay you back. Something like that. I said, no, because I have cashback program. So I buy you this, I earn more. And then he's very happy about that.
Fair.
So
that's fair.
I think he didn't buy much, but the thing really surprised me because my dad is 72.
Yeah.
And then he, when guys reach that age, he seldom pay attention to his appearance,
Mm-hmm.
Didn't
How much do you want him to pay attention to? His appearance.
That's not what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
He wouldn't put any lotions or sunscreen on him.
Because sissies do that.
Sissy?
Yeah.
No.
Sissy boys do that.
You need to put sunscreen.
No, that's how guys grow up to be, right? From young, they were taught, this is the manly thing to do.
Seriously, you don't put a sunscreen when you go out? No?
I mean, I do.
Yeah, I think that's a must, right?
I'm like 21st century sissy boy. I don't mind, honestly. I mean, I'm the sunblock guy. I'm the body lotion guy. I don't mind. I think taking care of yourself is nice, but that's not what my dad does.
Oh, he didn't put any, right?
No.
Oh.
And then when his skin, especially in winter in South Africa, when it starts to crack, he's like,
right.
Darn it, I should have put on more lotion. And I'm like, you should.
You should.
But he doesn't. It's not in his DNA. It's not in his regular routine to do so.
But since the lesson learned, did he apply?
No, still not today.
Still no.
I use more body lotion today than he does.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So my dad is the same guy like your dad. So he didn't put any lotions or sunscreen.
Not because they're old they do that. It's because they never had the habit.
They never had a habit.
Never needed it.
So I took him to the cosmetic shop.
Yeah.
And I just tried to...
He bought a few things.
He bought a sunscreen. He said, I might need the sunscreen, so maybe I will look better because I think every Japanese in Japan looks so fine. And then maybe I put a sunscreen, I could have a better skin. That's what he said. I'm so happy,
That's very cute. He sort of got the idea. Let's put it this way.
Right. So this is the first sunscreen he had ever bought in his life.
So you see, he's learning. He's really soaking it in. He's like, hey, why 70-year-old Japanese guys look like that and I look like this? So maybe it's about what they buy in the pharmacy, at the drugstores.
So let's get one.
So souvenirs, what did he get for his friends and neighbors back in Taidong?
Like shrimp crackers and all sort of chocolate snacks. Yes. Nice. Things like that. And the postcard.
Was he very generous or is he very calculating?
He's very calculating.
Okay, got it. Parents are all like that.
I said, because there's a very famous shrimp cracker shops.
Yes.
At the airport. I said, I always go there and then I have a crew discount so we can buy many packs so we can share with the neighbors. You can give up to your relatives and say that, this is my souvenir because I just came back from Japan. Yeah. And then he said, if it's for the friends, make it small. We'll buy a small pack for them. Oh, it's for my son. Okay, make it big. Let's buy the big pack for my son. I said, okay, your son don't need that much shrimp crackers, okay? Very calculating. But I sort of understand.
I know, they're very calculating at their age.
I think traveling with my dad, he's a nice traveler. So he's quite behaved.
He doesn't misbehave.
He doesn't misbehave for the whole journey.
He behaves quite well, yes. And my parents, I can't say they misbehave, but it's just they have a mind of their own. So I sort of have to find that balance.
Because they also got lots of travel experience, so they have expectation.
Yeah. They're like, that kind of looks cool. And then sometimes my dad says, no, that doesn't look cool. And he wants to go one way and my mom wants to go the other way. And then you're like in the middle.
In the middle.
Yes.
Wow.
So sometimes you get stuck in the middle and then sometimes there's no me time. And then sometimes, when they get to big camera, these outlet stores.
Right.
You can buy a big pack of snacks and then you can share the mini packs with your neighbors and everything, right?
Yeah.
And then my mom was like, oh, no, not necessary. But then the problem is when you get back to Taiwan and all those people, right? When they travel, they give you stuff. And then now you come back from Japan or from anywhere and then you got to buy stuff. So you got to return the favor, right? You got to reciprocate.
Yes, that's a must.
So when you're ready to reciprocate, I remind them, this is more affordable, that is not. And then we get into a big argument of what is better gift to reciprocate. And that gets difficult because my mom's hak.
Oh.
She's like, oh yeah, it's fine. I'll take one. And then I'm like, no, 2 for the price of 1. And, and then my dad's like, buy that. They don't eat sugary things. And then I'm like in the shop for an hour and we still haven't gone anywhere. So sometimes I feel like I should just go and just buy random stuff. And then they just give it away.
To them.
Yeah, they just give it away. They shouldn't know the price of
They shouldn't know the
anything.
price. Oh, because Japanese yen is pretty low. So I just tell my dad, it's like half the price.
Yen is
to
weak
Taiwan.
now. Go ahead.
Yeah, go
Have
ahead.
fun.
And then you can enjoy
Yes.
spending money.
It's got money in your pocket. You feel like a dangerous
money in
man.
your pocket.
Right? You've heard
Real
that
money
song.
in your pocket.
You've heard that song from Bruno Mars, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. He feels like a
Money in your
dangerous man.
pocket.
Yeah, he's a dangerous man with money in his pocket.
My dad is a dangerous man. Yeah.
There we go. 50,000 NT. Very dangerous.
That's a whole lot of money.
That's a whole bunch of money.
NT in the pocket. So heavy. No wonder. Okay.
So fantastic experience for your dad. I think he is a great traveler, to be
He
honest.
is.
He's a great company to travel
He's
with.
a grandpa.
I can't say my parents are the same. My mom would be more easier going. My dad's slightly more calculating. But then in terms of food, it's easy to satisfy my dad and not so easy to satisfy my mom. Because she's like, why are we eating this? I can make this quite easily. She cooks and then she doesn't eat beef. So she's not a steak eater.
You bring her to Indian restaurant. No beef.
Yeah, she doesn't
and then
like
it's hard
Indian
to make
food.
at home.
No, she doesn't like Indian food. Exotic, weird food. She's like, I will have a taste, but that's it.
Hard to please.
Yeah. So my dad's more like the foodie. Like you give him some food and he's like, okay, I'm happy.
Not
so you
easy.
see, everybody has their own little thing.
Right.
And you got to sort of navigate through their quirks and your own quirks. Like me, I don't need any scenic view. I think scenic view is silly.
5 minutes, the pictures is fine.
Yeah. For me, experience is more important, right? Talking to the Japanese people.
Right.
Maybe have a conversation and then do what the Japanese do. That's more interesting to me.
Right. So are you going to stop any trips to Japan or anywhere?
Not anywhere with my parents, but I'm planning a lot of these little excursions for them. Let's just take it easy, ease them with domestic travel first.
Okay. Yeah.
Because in Taiwan, language works. And then when we go abroad, then I'm like the little translator. I'm the guy who stands in line. And then
you need to do everything.
Yeah.
Ambassadors.
Yes.
For the family.
Yes. And, then there's not a travel for me. So, and also my mom at her age right now, she gets motion sickness really, really bad.
Oh, she does?
So my dad, we don't have this problem, but my mom does.
Because of the age? Or
because of age, because of, personal issues, my mom always had this condition.
Oh,
so when she gets too hot and then she will faint very quickly. And then like sometimes she dehydrates very quickly. So she's just very delicate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So maybe staying in Taiwan, it's a better travel.
So we're only doing like short excursions in Taipei so she can get home. And then, the bathroom issue. So they shouldn't leave anywhere too rural. If you go into the mountains and you don't have bathroom, then it's a big problem. So can't go anywhere too rural.
Okay, so the things traveling with the family, with the parents, the destination is not the point as long as you guys are together.
The experience. There we go.
Experience matters.
The company that counts. And you obviously have proven to be a very, very fantastic daughter and a business class daughter. I'm the economy. I'm the coach class son. But just a quick recap, you got a plan. Like you plan very well. I don't. I'm more like the more spontaneous person. I go there and then we just take a walk and everything is a surprise. Yippee. I'm that type of guy. And then, of course, you said set double budget. Me, I 100% believe that. I just, for me, hanging out with my parents is money time.
Money time, yes.
If you are more willing to put up with money up front and increase that budget, you'll be happier.
Right.
Yeah, because of all the hidden costs and little things, emergencies. When you have double budget, you live with it easier.
Right.
And then, of course, I think you have a little bit of me time, very important. You have to include yourself in the trip as well. You can't 100% be about daddy.
You have to enjoy yourself.
It sounds like 80% for dad, to be honest, your trip.
Right.
Yeah, so for me, I would prefer it to be sort of more 60-40.
Oh, 60-40. Okay.
Yeah, 60-40.
More balancing?
Not like 80-20 or 90-10 or 60-40.
That's too much,
I think.
Right?
Yeah, I think asking 50-50 is not very nice. So 60-40.
60-40.
Me time. And then, of course, for your dad, the bathroom issue, for the elderly's bathroom issue. So going to a place where there's a lot of bathrooms and also less crowded places are more elderly friendly.
Yes.
Elderly friendly. Yes. So those are some of the tips that we want to share with you guys today. And if you are traveling with your parents or maybe your grandparents even.
Oh, right.
Send us a message. Send us your comments and your experiences to ask15mins@gmail.com. Once your trip is done, let us know. And Angel can probably share her experience a little bit more in the upcoming episodes with you. You can probably resonate and probably learn from other people's experiences too. So do send us your travel experiences with your parents. And for those who are planning already, remember the tips we shared today. Make sure that you have some me time and make sure that you're well budgeted and make sure that you have time for everybody and space for everybody.
Yes.
And money issue, just, it's okay. You can always make money.
You cannot buy memory.
You can't be too haka about it.
Yeah.
That's what traveling is about. You can't be haka. You can't be that calculating because it takes all the fun away.
Yeah. Enjoy the moment.
However long the moment is.
Even 11 hours.
Yes. Just maybe it could be just a few minutes. And the rest of the trip sucks. Just remember that 5-10 minutes.
Just okay.
If any of your family members misbehave, then so be it. It's a story to tell your friends and family.
Right.
One day.
Right. Oh, next time I'm going to share with you guys like what my friends there are ridiculous stories and funny stories about my friends bringing their parents to opposites with my stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
So guys, please do share your stories with us so we can have a round of stories like this. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in, and over and out from myself here and Angel in Hong Kong. And we will see you in the next 15 Minutes Cafe. Ciao, you guys. Have fun.
See you.
Bye-bye.